Hey everybody and welcome. We're doing a little interview with some of the wonderful folks from Wittypedia. Today we have joining us Michael and Karen and Sonia. Say hi everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Hey.
Michael is very directable. I
He
like
is.
that.
He's very directable.
Wittypedia is one of our absolute favorite improv troops. They've been a guest on Bingewatch and Friends. I believe it was was this 2021 or 2020?
Time has no meaning.
It has no
Time has
meaning.
no
I know.
meaning.
I can't
It's
even
basically
remember.
one blur from March 2020 to whatever now is.
Right?
And I'm not even sure what now is.
Maybe they'll be able to tell us.
I rely on the Marvel release schedule to tell me what time it is.
Pretty much. It's like, ooh, new movie. Okay. Yeah, we're marking our lives now in Marvel releases.
We aren't the only ones.
No, I don't think we are. So we're just going to ask them about some of their points along the way of their improv journey. And the question I would love to kick us off with is speaking of Marvel, tell us the origin story of Wittypedia.
Nice segue.
Thank you.
I think Mike needs to take this one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. A while back, I was listening to BBC Radio Online, which is very convenient to do if you're an American because they put any show that they have played on the radio in the last month or so online for free that you can listen to anywhere in the world. And one of the shows they played was a sketch show called Bingewatch, which worked from the premise that it was reading various made-up Wikipedia articles that were all linking to each other somehow. Cool. And I asked myself, I wonder if you could do something like this as an improv show. So I came in just with the idea of, let's do this as, talking heads connecting various different things, and did it as kind of a beta test with other performers that I knew. And then other people who jumped in on this started stapling other elements to it and saying, well, what if it's not just Wikipedia? What if it's other places on the internet? What would YouTube look like? What would WikiHow look like? What would other places, what would like Craigslist look like? And after a long period of gluing things together and smoothing out rough spots, and we're still gluing new things onto it, we were able to develop it into something that could actually be performed in front of an audience.
It's delightful. I'm going to ask one of you for those who have never seen Wittypedia, would one of you give a little description of what you can expect when you see a Wittypedia show?
I'll try that. So Wittypedia, I would say, is a long short form show where we start with one specific topic from the audience and we actually start reading the actual Wittypedia article. And then we just start vamping off of the topic. So we will go into related articles. It's basically helping the audience go on this journey down the internet rabbit hole that we all end up doing. And
yes.
Yeah. So something I personally do, I might start reading about a French painting from the 1800s, and then all of a sudden I'm researching, armor from, so it's so interesting how our minds work and how we go down the rabbit hole. And so we work as a team to take the audience on that journey.
I love it. Your digressions are phenomenal. Thank you. Thank you, Karen, and thank you, Michael. And I know Dan has a question for all of you, so one of you can take this.
And I want Sonia to answer first because she's been waiting for a chance. As we all know, there's a lot of rules to improv, things that we're told that you shouldn't do or that you should do. What is the rule that you flaunt the most in your own personal work?
Oh, I would say...
Or I'm sorry, not flaunt, flout. That you flout the most.
Okay, I like it. I've been having more fun with questions lately, and yeah, I used to feel, because you're taught early on, like, don't ask questions you're not doing your scene partner a favor. And I think it is important when you're first learning to understand why not to get into that habit and task statements instead. And I've also, through some great teachers, I've kind of seen how you can ask really specific questions and have fun with that. And so I think it's made me less scared of them both asking them. And if a scene partner asks something, it helps. I've felt less afraid of them, I guess.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I completely agree with you. I think they're wonderful training wheels to keep people specific and helping to build the world. And then later, because, well, Dave Rosowski made a wonderful comment about this. Why are improv artists not allowed to ask questions? Every other medium is allowed to have questions in their, film, television, books.
Yeah, which is why I asked Diana repeatedly, why don't you respect me?
Well, I
And
do.
every time the answer is different. It's amazing the breadth of responses you can come up with.
Yeah. I respect you.
Karen, Michael, how about you guys? What is a commonly believed belief that you flout in your improv?
I think often what I think is fun about Wittypedia is we tend to, one of the shticks that we have is to interrupt each other, and we just pop in and interrupt each other. And so a lot of times with improv people, you want to be a polite improviser and you don't want to step on somebody's scene or toes. But that's a little bit of the premise of Wittypedia is I'm going to cut you off right there and totally change topics. And we are not very polite improvisers, but because we all trust each other so much, it works really well. So
That's it right there. Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you, Karen. Michael, would you like to answer the same question?
I think the one I end up flouting most often is probably the saying, play to the top of your intelligence, because I've never figured out what it's supposed to mean.
Oh.
Because some people will tell you it means no, the character needs to be as smart as you are, and some people will say no, it means the character needs to be as smart as the character could be. And frankly, I don't think, I have yet to figure out what I am supposed to be doing when I'm following that rule, so I just ignore that anyone ever told it to me.
that's awesome.
I love that, Michael. Thank you for your candor. That's delightful. Absolutely delightful.
In Wittypedia, sometimes you need to be a dumb person to set up somebody else to do something better than you. If what you're doing is imitating the internet, then you have to be dumb people all the time.
Well, it takes a lot of intelligence to play a dumb person in a way that is actually entertaining.
Yes, I like to think of it as playing for the loss.
Yeah, like there are times, and we're doing this project called That's a Thing, where I will hear a thing and I'll know what she means, but I will intentionally malapropism it because I think it'll be fun to play with.
And it is. It's what.
Right.
So my character he's not dumb, but he will mishear things intentionally.
Yeah,
sometimes.
or Addie, my character Addie will, like I will know what something is, but it's a lot more fun to dissect it and get you to explain it to me and then have those reactions to the thing.
Yeah, so fun. Excellent.
Yay!
Well, I asked my question.
Ooh, he has a special little alarm that went off on his phone, but
yes.
we'll never know, right? It's going to be the
So intrigued here.
I know.
Question answering alarm.
Is it your afternoon snack?
Ooh.
It's actually my contractor who'll be here in 5 minutes.
Okay.
No.
Ooh. Well,
Yes.
we have one last question for all of you, and we love to play characters, so we like to ask other improvisers, what is a character that was so surprising or memorable for you that you still remember in vivid detail? And whoever would like to go first.
You mean from any show or
Any show that you've
Wittypedia?
ever done. Yep.
Oh wow.
Oh, did I stump the panel?
There's one that people keep requesting that I bring back for short form shows. I did a guy called Rage Mode in a advice panel scene who is Rage mode is the 10-year-old kid who tells extremely exaggerated lies about how he was also like a secret agent and his uncle works for Nintendo and he gets all the games for free. And that got a big audience response. And now people like before the show, short form shows that I'm in, people ask like, "Are you doing Rage mode tonight?"
I love it, and I love the name.
I love Rage mode. It really is a fun character for sure.
Yeah.
Hey, that's a great one. I've been doing improv a long time, so I can't say that I have. I think I have stock characters that I go into, especially if my brain is just not if I'm just not necessarily there, like in the mode where I'm like I can pull out a stock character and still have a lot of fun with it. But oftentimes it's in the moment that I'm very surprised and I'm like, oh my gosh, where did this come from? But it's so fun. I think just the other day I played it was a Tickle Me Elmo character, but it was it was like a surfer dude, but I was Tickle Me Elmo. Like I was like the guy behind the voice of Elmo, and it was delightful. And I was like, I don't know where this is coming from, but it was really fun. I really enjoyed it. So
Okay, now you're gonna have to provide us a link to that show because people are gonna want to see that.
Oh, it wasn't online. It was just with a class I was teaching.
Thank you, Karen. Zanya, will you share?
Yeah. I also, just to say, Karen, I remember when I first met you, and it was in a class, and we were kind of giving different characteristics, and then you like pulled out this amazing character with you had, I think, kind of a like Southern accent, and there was like sunglasses and hat involved. So just to say, I think you're so right about you just like totally becoming this character.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, that's memorable in my mind.
Ken is having to admit his contractor, so it's not that your story isn't riveting. You just had to be polite and let the gentleman in.
Fair. Yeah, I guess one that comes to mind is a person. Jamila is her name, and she is obsessed with making sure everyone's devices are charged, and she really is concerned and wants everyone to be at the peak of their energy so they can live their life to the fullest.
I adore it. Oh, that's fantastic. And believe me, I am always worried about it. Oh, I'm sorry, Karen. Yes.
No, I was going to say, that's a little bit of Sonia anyways. Like she wants to make sure everybody is like so comfortable.
Yeah.
Everybody feels safe and good. And I love that about her. It's so awesome.
When Karen met Sonia, she thought like for years that she worked as a counselor.
I did. I thought it was years we had been playing, and then we were taking a road trip, and I was like, how's therapy business? She was like, I'm not a therapist, but in my head I was like, she takes care of everybody, she is a therapist.
Oh, how wonderful to have that lovely caring energy in the troupe. Well, speaking of the troupe, tell folks where they can find you.
Well, they can find them on Bingewatch and Friends this upcoming Saturday night.
Absolutely. We are thrilled. They are performing. Our next show is on November 27, 8 p.m. Pacific time. And Wittypedia are our wonderful guest artists. In addition, if they want to see past videos of Wittypedia or want to get on your email list, how do they do that?
Well, we don't have an email list, and we don't have our own YouTube channel because we just don't do that many shows. But if you find Wittypedia Improv Comedy on Facebook, that'll be the easiest way to keep up with new things that we're doing. Now and then we do Zoom shows. We will probably travel to a festival sometime next year.
And they open, yeah.
Yeah. We hope to have live shows in Boise sometime this next year, but it's all up in the air.
Well, there will be a link to your last appearance with us at the end of this video, and of course we'll be having you online in a couple of days. So thank you guys so much for joining us today. It has been a delight to hang out with you outside of the stage area.
Yes, thank you, and we can hardly wait to see you next week.
We'll see you guys next week. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.